Today, we're diving into the really complex and honestly surprising story of China's consumer economy in 2025. It's a picture that's full of contradictions, and we're going to use the data to see what's really going on.
You know, the story you keep hearing about China is all about economic stress. You hear consumer confidence is down, the property market's in trouble, and that people are saving money like never before.
But is that the whole story? What's actually happening on the ground? Well, the data tells a much more interesting story. So let's dig into it.
What we're seeing is this incredible paradox. On one side, yeah, you've got these gloomy headlines that paint a picture of anxiety, but then you look at the real-world data, and retail sales are up, air travel is soaring past pre-pandemic levels, and China is now the #1 auto exporter in the world.
To really make sense of this, we have to look past the surface. We're going to look at a few really surprising developments that point to a whole new consumer wave, one that's signaling some pretty deep structural shifts in the economy.
So, let's start with surprise number 1, the absolutely astonishing rise of China as a global automotive leader. And this isn't just about making more cars. This is a story driven almost entirely by the electric vehicle revolution.
Let's just start with this number, 5.5 million. That is the total number of cars China exported in 2024. That single figure officially made it the world's biggest car exporter.
But what's truly mind-blowing here is the speed of this change. That 5.5 million, that is an 8-fold increase from just 5 years ago. I mean, that's just a meteoric rise.
And this table just lays it all out, crystal clear. Back in 2019, China was exporting less than 1 million cars, way behind giants like Japan and Germany. Fast forward just 5 years, and China has completely flipped the script on everyone.
So what's the engine behind all this? Electric vehicles. In 2024, the domestic champion BYD didn't just catch up to Tesla, it blew right past it, becoming the biggest EV maker in the world by both units and sales.
And look, this isn't just about manufacturing scale anymore. We're talking about design, performance, global ambition. Chinese car makers are now in the driver's seat, setting the pace for the entire industry.
Okay, that brings us to our second big surprise. Because this story isn't just about what China is sending out to the world, it's also about who's coming in. We are seeing a record-breaking surge of global visitors arriving in China.
Get this, in just the first quarter of 2025, China welcomed over 35 million inbound visitors. To put that into perspective, that is the highest number for a single quarter ever.
You can really see the dramatic comeback on this chart. Inbound air travel hasn't just bounced back, it's now officially surpassed pre-pandemic levels. That index sets 2019 as a baseline of 100, and by the first half of 2025, traffic hit 102. The recovery is complete.
So what's going on here? Well, it's a mix of things. New policies are making it way easier to get in, but there's also just this growing curiosity from travelers who want to explore beyond the usual megacities and see what else is out there.
All right, surprise number 3. And this one shows us that China's growing global footprint isn't just about manufacturing or tourism. It's now hitting pop culture and even the financial markets in a big way.
Just take a look at the collectible toy maker Pop Mart. Its revenue hasn't just grown, it has absolutely exploded, more than doubling in just the last year alone.
But here is the really incredible part of their story, where that growth is coming from. Just a few years ago, international sales were a tiny 4% of their business. By 2024, that number had shot up to nearly 40%. That's a massive shift to a global audience.
And you see the exact same pattern in the world of gaming. A title like Black Myth Wukong became this huge global cultural moment. Nearly a third of its players were from outside China. It was so popular, it actually sparked a huge increase in tourism to the locations featured in the game.
And this success in cultural exports, well, it's definitely catching the eye of investors. After a pretty quiet period, Hong Kong's IPO market is bouncing back, and it's being led by consumer brands. It shows that investors are betting that this is just the beginning.
So, let's step back for a second. When you put all these pieces together, the cars, the tourism, the pop culture, a much clearer picture starts to emerge.
What we're really seeing is the emergence of a new kind of consumer, one who's resilient, dynamic, and seems to have quietly moved on from all those gloomy headlines. Instead, they're the ones driving change by spending on innovative new things and experiences. And this new energy is creating huge opportunities for everyone. I mean, the outdoor sportswear market has doubled in 5 years. That's creating a massive opening for both domestic and international brands that know how to tap into these new trends.
So while there are for sure still challenges, all this evidence suggests a new foundation is being built. And it leaves us with the big question: is this all just a temporary bounce back, or are we witnessing the first real building blocks of a whole new chapter for China's economy?